have to obey the sections
போட்டாங்க பையா.
Sir, what is going there?
Hello.
Hello, dear leaders, there is some network issues.
Hello.
They have
I
been
can't
trying
able
to
to
connect
hear.
the resource person. He will connect shortly.
Oh, once again, sorry to all. There is some continuous network between the session. Okay. Oh, sorry to all. Now I am audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, proceed, proceed.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Proceed.
Yes, sir. Okay. So I can share the screen. Okay. It's an Excel sheet. Hello, sir. Dear participant, this Excel sheet is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. So before the network interrupt, what we discussed. So every state has different based on the government instruction. They have framed the factories rules there, because what the experts are telling, the state government has framed the factories rules two reasons. Depend upon the geographical condition and depend upon their local business structure. For example, if you see in the Kerala and West Bengal, these two states are fulfilling their fiber coils in pan-India requirements. So they may, while preparing the factories rules, they may additionally concentrate on in these industries also. Same like as if you see in the Tamil Nadu, there are n number of cracker industries in the southern part of Tamil Nadu. So when compared to remaining states, Tamil Nadu having more number of cracker industries. So while framing the factories rules, the Tamil Nadu government have focused more.
12 போயிட்டு இருக்கோம்.
Okay. While framing the rules, the Tamil Nadu government will more focus on the cracker industries also. If you see the cotton industries, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, and Gujarat, these three states are having more number of cotton industries. So these states will include their cotton industry safety regulation norms in the factories rules. So the main thing is based on the geographical condition as well as what are all the specific industries they are having in their state boundary limit. These two things they will always concentrate, and based on that they will frame the rules. Okay, going to enter section. So in the Tamil Nadu factories rules, there are 120 rules are there. In the 120 frame to 10 chapters. So what are all the safety oriented rules available in the Tamil Nadu factories rules? Now we are going to concentrate on this. Apart from safety related, what are all the major important rules we have to concentrate? These two things will consider for next, we'll focus on next few minutes. After completion of this session, we'll focus on how to correlate section and rule. Okay, now I am going to share Tamil Nadu factories rules. Okay, sir, this sheet visible, sir? Sir, somebody sent a message. Your voice is not audible. Is it okay, sir?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so in the screen it is showing what are all the yes, this one. The Tamil Nadu factories rules, already we came to know in the year of 1950, it is enacted in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so in the 10 chapters, chapter 1, it is mentioned for preliminary category. In the preliminary category, there are 12 rules or comes under preliminary category. Then chapter 2 fully mentioning on inspector of factories related their roles and responsibilities and power. Apart from duties of certifying surgeon, these 3 rules are comes under inspecting shop, especially in the chapter 2 category. And chapter 3, so rule 52A, these rules are comes under chapter 3 in health category. And chapter 4, this is very, very important. This is safety oriented category. So rule 53, from rule 53 to rule 61R. Rule 63, rule 53 to rule 61R comes under safety category. Similar, if you seen in the Factories Act book sections, section 21 to section 41 under safety category. So while prior start session, I said one point, in the second schedule, we have planned for how to correlate the sections and rule. So in the section 21 to section 41, This is our Factories Act 1948 for safety norms. So rule 53 to rule 61 comes under Factories Rules 1950 safety-oriented category. So how to correlated this? So this is very, very important one. If you know the sections where it is mentioned, what are the things they are mentioned? If you comes under rules category, what are the things they are mentioned? What needs to be done? We have to comply the both things. So how to correlate this? We'll discuss on the second schedule because this is one of the important one. Initially, I started this to refer this factory book. I got struggle in my personal experience. I got struggled where it is mentioned in the section and where it is mentioned in the rules. I am not able to correlate this. Especially after I discussed with some of my friends, they also said, hey, the same how to correlate this. Somehow it is mentioned in the section and somehow it is mentioned in the rules. So over the period of time, in the past 15 years, I have attended so many sessions related to regulatory boards. So based on my experience, I have framed on this in the Excel sheet. I hope the second schedule will more help to everyone. Chapter 5 comes to welfare category. So here also there are some safety things there. For example, many people decide the chapter it is mentioned for title of safety. What they think initially while reading rules, some friends also ask me, they clearly mentioned the chapter it is for safety. There is no any use on this. Why we want to bother about that? So not like that. The chapter clearly mentioned safe category. There is some things.
Sir, your voice is cracking here and there. We cannot hear what you said.
Now it is okay, sir.
Sometimes it may be better. Sometimes it may utter worst.
Yes, sir. Maybe some morning onwards here some continuous network issues, sir. I tried my level best. Now it's okay. Now is it okay, sir? Voice?
Yeah, I already said sometimes it's okay. Most of the times
Yes,
your voice is cracked.
yes, sir. Maybe some continuous network issues, sir. I'm trying. Okay, then chapter 5. For example, apart from chapter 4, if you see in the rule 62B, it is mentioned a health and safety policy. While framing the health and safety policy, what are the things needs to be covered and checked? So while referring this 62B, we can able to get health and safety policy related things. Because why I am point out this, many peoples they think here they mentioned for safety, so we can focus this area only. So no need for remaining, no need to bother about it. Not like that. So additionally, apart from the safety chapter, we have to refer and focus on this safety oriented rules also. For example, rule 62B and medical examination, rule 62N. We'll detailed, we will discuss in a few minutes. Then rule 62P, ambulance van, because many of the industries, OHS, we are correlated with the HR and HRT. So we have to know that legal point of view, especially that first aid appliances, we are keeping most of the industries keeping the first aid box record and maintaining the first aid box, everything comes under health and safety point on department only. So we have to concentrate for these rules also. Then rule 63B, first aid and ambulance room. Apart from this medical certificate, while any new joinee is joined while we have to ensure that he has done the medical test. So this and all basically comes under HR category, but we have to prior ensure that while providing the induction. So apart from chapter 9, rule 95, 96, 97. This is one of the, after chapter 4, these three rules are very important, say in the safety categories. Okay, so now we are going to detail, we'll discuss this rules in a detailed manner. Okay, sir. Okay, so now it is audible, okay, sir?
Yeah, okay, okay, sir.
Okay.
Now
Yes.
it's okay.
Okay, sir. So in that Excel sheet, what we are going to see is, just I will enlarge the screen. Okay, so already we came to know there are 120 sections are there, 100 and okay. So already we came to know there are in the sections 120 sections are there. So in the factories rules there are 142 rules are there. For next few more minutes, what are all the rules comes under safety category? So now we are going to see, sir. Okay, as well as some of the rules we have to focus also. Both things will consider, sir. For rule 4. Registration of license, so factory license, and rule 6, amendment of license and renewal license. Rule 6 and 7, these are all basically the HR peoples, they regularly prioritize this because it's the natural duty to renew the factory license and everything. So we have to ensure that, because very, very important, because if you are as a legal point of view, we have to notice this. So the factory license and all periodically they are renewed or not. So we have to consider that. Because why we have to consider this? For example, while applying the factory license, we need to attach the factory license copy. So mostly if your the legal portion is handling by HR itself, means it is okay. From some of the industries, the factory license, whatever the safety oriented things, the safety peoples will comply with the regulatory norms. For example, pressure vessel, boiler, and safety belt inspection, lifting tools and tackles inspection, apart from that fire license renewal. So this and all comes means while applying the fire license, we have to attach one supporting document of factory license also. While in that moment, it is our responsibility to ensure that. So we have to focus on these three rules. Apart from this and all, mainly for HR peoples, transfer of license, loss of license, mainly the HR peoples, they already coordinate. Then rule 17, this is one of the important sections, because the rule 17, as if you see in the TNPCP norms, it's clearly mentioned based on your process and operation oriented. If you are generating any kind of waste, have to give it to the local authorized vendor only. So to meet the regulatory norms in the Factories Act, Rule 17, we have to notice that, sir. Handovering to, basically, if you see in the industries, it is comes under purchase department only. They are purely handling, but we have to ensure that, sir. For if you see in some of the industries, the health, safety, environmental, both are working in a combined single department, means we have to more focus in on this, while ensuring the vendor itself, we have to ensure that they are having proper license from the TNPC department. Otherwise, there is another one idea also is that if the purchase team, they are directly engaging any vendor, means we can notify, we can receive the details, the vendor name and details. We can directly go through and check in the TNPCB website that particular vendor while before engaging the task. Collection. Yes, sir.
Sir, a small doubt.
Yes, sir.
This rule 17, disposal of waste and effluents.
Yes, sir.
If you are disposing to any agency, it has to be approved by TNPCB.
Sorry, sir. Actually, very good question you have raised. That we'll have a discussion in the after completion of the session, sir.
So thank you, sir. Thank you.
Otherwise, we'll interrupt this session. Sir. Sorry, sir. I will share this answer surely, sir. Definitely, I will respond, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. For actually, parallelly, I am coordinating with thing where this rule syncing with the environmental, sir. My motto is ultimate that thing also, sir.
Okay.
Because sometimes what happened, because many of the, even in my personal experience, I have worked in 11 years in the combined department, health and safety and environment. So that time only, while handling the TNPCB documents, while referring this factory rules book, that time only I came to know some area in the legal complaints area, Factories Act and Factories Rules and TNPC, both are somehow they are syncing.
Okay.
So at a health and safety professional, we have to know where it is combined in the all the sections, rules, everything, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will definitely explain, sir. Okay,
Sure.
then rule 17, apart from, and one of the, sorry, I want to mention here one point. While before engaging the vendor, in the TNPCB website, TNPCB, those who are applied, those who are having authorization from the get the TNPCB, all the details already available in the TNPCB website. So once you get the details, you can directly go and refer the website. You can easily find out. So we have to engage this vendor or not. They are having proper registration. For example, next week, we engage for waste collection, used oil or ETP waste sludge or any kind of a process and operation oriented comes under hazardous waste category. While before we have to check the vendor is having proper license from the TNPCB. Somehow, if you check, we are going to engage on next week. Maybe in this week itself, in his license may getting expired. So we have to notice is very important. Okay. Rule 22, rule 29. These are all comes under health categories. Main thing, rule 30, the lighting. In our industries, the factories rules, they clearly mentioned this particular level of lux must be maintained. So key points hereafter I'm going to share, sir. For example, in the process, operation, and floor oriented, what they recommending 65 lakhs. In the general walkway areas, 5.5 lakhs. Quantity of drinking water, rule 34. Okay, how much of water? What they are insisting, at least if a person working in industry, we have to provide him for 4.5 liters. For example, this year, if you see in the sections, we'll detail in the next session. I want to share one data. If you see correlate with the sections, section 88, section 18, saying similar. So in our next session, we are going to see what the drinking water point of view, what they are mentioned in the section, as well as what they are mentioned in the rules. Both will get it, sir. Then rule 35, source of supply, where we have to get the water. And rule 36, means of water supply. How to provide the drinking water facilities to everyone. And rule 39, cooling water. For example, provision of cooling water in the industries. Each 150 persons, we have, if there is 150 person working in the industry, we have to provide for cooling water facility. In case the particular employees working numbers may exceed, means if they are working in the 500 means, Additionally, we have to provide cooling water facilities, sir. Second, latrine facility. In every 20 women and every males are separate one. In case more than 100 employees are working, so we have to additionally the provision we have to consider that. So it comes under every 50 like that. So initially 20 numbers. If it is working, if more than 100 means we have to consider for every 50 like that. So privacy, this is not common for signages. The rule 42, it's clearly mentioning the signages, details and everything. Already this is all practice, but we have to know where it is mentioned in the rules. Because personally, I have one of my friend company, while our inspector of practice, they clearly mentioned why you are not done this signages. Simply they put it in the marker itself. They asked that my friend why it is mentioned there is no any A4 sheet and all. He said that time only they said there is some rule is there. Why you are not following the simply the inspector of practice he asked the question. So that time only the people they may realize, oh, the signage detail and all, it is mentioned in the rule. Okay, then whitewashing. Okay, apart from this plantation of planting tree, rule 52A, it is same similar to TNPCB. Okay, then chapter 4. Okay, this is rule 53. This is one of the important rule because this is from rule 53 onwards. Everything going to cover on safety oriented. Rule 53. There are 11 schedules are there. If your industry is coming in this category, you have to go through this document also, sir. For example, if you seen in the Nagarkoil and Kanyakumari in that belt, there are so many rubber factories are there. So when operating the rubber mills, they need to concentrate on schedule 4 for running. If you want to running the rubber mills, what are all the things mentioned in the factory's rules? What are all the safety oriented? What are all the recommendations we have to follow? Everything details we will get it through this schedules. Woodwork machinery, cotton grinding. Then schedule 5. Schedule 6 is on all factories, sir. So schedule 8 for power process. So if you see in Chennai, many of the automobile plants like Steel, Oratam, in that area there are power press oriented automobile production. So they want to additionally consider this schedule also, sir. So schedule 10. Erode in that circle from the Karur. In that region, there are so many paper mills are there. So they need to comply schedule 10 norms. So already they are doing best practices, whatever they mentioned in the practice rules. As a safety professional, we are working in that category means we have to only check in the schedule, sir. Because if something has went wrong, we have to answer to management as well as to regulatory body. So first we have to know which kind of industry we are working. In that industry, it comes to which schedule. So what are all the safety oriented and what are all the general conditions mentioned in the factory's rules book. So we have to know that, sir. Because in my personal experience, there are many times we are in the answer mode. Management people may directly ask they simply ask one thing only. You don't know this. Simply they may ask like that only. So we have to always in a referable mode as well as in the answerable. Okay, rule 54, employment of young persons. Then rule 54A. And lifting an important section. This is one of the important rules, sir. Rule 55. Sir, I am audible, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Case
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, audible, you can go. No issues.
Okay, sir. Yes, this is one of the important rules, sir. Because all the industries we are having any kind of situation, some kind of situation, we are depending on the lifting tools and tackle. Sometimes we are engaging the people from outsiders. From sometimes if you see machinery, sir, many industries they are having forklift and cranes and hydra. So to meet the
Sir, voice is breaking.
please, please.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Voice is little bit breaking. That PowerPoint is not coming.
PowerPoint. 1 second, sir. Again, I will check, sir. Now is it okay, sir?
Wait. It's connecting. Sir,
Yes, sir.
what suggestion you can keep this section in straight glasses, like offline mode.
Yes, sir.
It will be very much useful.
Yes.
Because a lot of network issues are there, so cannot able to concentrate.
Yes, sir. It's the last week happened like this week. Sorry, sir.
Yes, sir, it's
Definitely
coming.
escape over issues. Valuable session. We will respond, sir, for your feedback.
Thank you.
And my humble request, sir, please share your this request to over mail also, sir. Sure, sir. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Okay. Rule 55A, rule 55, hoist and lifts. For example, hoist and lifts category, only the crane, forklift, the hydra, apart that hand pallet truck, everything comes under movable devices. These are all comes under Rule 55A. Rule 55A, lifting tools and tackles. For example, day shackle, wire rope, web sling, everything. For example, that chain pulley block, everything comes under Rule 55A. So in our next session, we'll discuss in the detailed mode, sir. Then compressor plant. This is one of the important rule. If you are having the compressor in your plant, you have to comply the Rule 56 norms, sir. And Rule 56A or a water sealed gas holder. I want to tell one thing here. In case if you are having the, it will complete the SMPV rules also, sir. In case if you have the boiler, you have to follow the separate boiler, the Indian Boilers Act 1923 also. Because boiler will come under safety category. So we have to focus in the particular act. So in the additional detail I want to share here. If you are working in India, national, if you are working in any kind of state, you are in Kerala, or if you are working in Andhra or Tamil Nadu, 45 acts, rules we have to, sir. If you are working in oil and water, or if you are working in mines, or if you are working in construction industry, or if you are working in dockyard sector, based on your requirements, there are 45 acts and rules we have to know, sir. If you know the acts and rules, wherever we are working in that industry, we can easily catch that, or we can easily refer that, sir. Same like as if you are working in the environmental sector, many industries nowadays, the health and safety and environment combined session, combined department. If you are working in the combined environmental department, means you have to know 18 acts and rules. So what are all the 45 acts and rules, and what are all the environmental oriented 18 acts and rules? Both will have a discussion, sir. I have that discussion take some 5 minutes only. Definitely I will that also, sir. Okay, one of the topmost one, Rule 58, protection of eyes. We want to provide the goggles, acid splash goggles, everything comes under rule 58 category. And
Sir.
rule, yes, sir.
Sorry to interrupt. One small doubt I'm having. This rule
Yes, sir.
57, excessive weight.
Hmm.
That means the adult can lift up to maximum 50 kgs. Means individual
sir.
can lift up to 50 kgs or with the support of others. Given as a 50 kg means even individual person cannot able to lift 50 kgs. No.
Yes, actually, we have to know one thing, sir.
What we can
Whatever
understand
they
from this
mention-
rule?
So what there, I will share my experience also. So in the Q&A mode, I will experience. So after completion of the section
Sure,
and
sir.
rules combined mode, I will clearly explain this answer also, sir. I have the answer because I got from some of the masters. I definitely I will respond this answer, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Don't
Yes, sir.
mistake me.
Sure, sir. Definitely, sir. I want to request I will have a session. Otherwise, if you continuously question interrupts means the session will interrupt. We have
Sure,
a
sir.
Q&A session, sir. Yes,
Sure.
sir. Rule 58 protection of eyes. Then rule 59. This is one of the important rule because this comes under confined space category. Many person, I hope know if you derive top 5 hazardous in the industries health and safety. Confined space comes under top 5 list. So we have to consider this similar, it is mentioned in the rule similar to section 36. We'll have a discussion on this shortly. Then fire protection. This is common for all the industries. If you are running a MSME or a small scale industry, or you are in a CIS zone, or you are in SIPSCOT, any kind of industry or any kind of zone, you have to comply this fire protection norms. So if you see in the factories rules, it is mentioned in the rule 61, as well as if you see in the sections, it is mentioned in the section 38. Then safety belt. There is no possibility of doing any height work. So complying the regulatory norms, you have to focus this rule also. Rule 61A, safety belt, and 61B, ovens and dryers. Then 61C, fragiles and roofs. This 61A and rule 61C, both are comes under. I want to highlight one thing. If anybody is working in the top of the height, for example, about 2 meter, or some industries as per our OSHA standard, they are following 1.8 meter or 2 meter. So as a safety professional, we have to know, we know the safety standard. Somehow, in case of any of the incident happened in the work at height, some person is going to work in the top of the height in the cleaning activity or some kind of things, or service and maintenance, or any kind of activity, something has went wrong. So how the incident will correlate with the sections and rules. So we have to know that point of view. I have planned for session for section and rules for next session, combined session. Okay, machineries and plant. 61D. This is also very, very important section, sir. Because while renewing the fire license, sometimes the fire officials, for example, my personal experience, continuously we have done the fire license renewal. Initially, the first 3 years, they have not asked for the building instability certificates. Suddenly, what happened? The fire official got shipped over. He is transferred to another newly appointed one fire official. When applying the document, the fire official asked me, there is no, they rejected my certificate. Then I went to ask and discuss, have a chat with them. They insisted me, you have to submit the building stability certificate. Then we have worked out on this. So normally the building certificate valid is only for 5 years only. To comply the rules 61D, building stability certificate also, we have to notice that. What I am trying to say is, as a health and safety professional, doing something on our day-to-day routinable life. So parallelly, we have to know where it is mentioned in the regulatory norms, national level and international level. So that is my main motto, sir. Then building and machineries of plant, stacking and storage materials, 61. This comes under stores categories, shipbuilding and ship repairing. Mostly the rule 61 comes under dockyards, sir. So if you see it in the India national level, if you see in the same, they are divided into 3 categories like and dockyards and building and other construction work. Construction work. If you see in the international level, the safety based on the OSHA standard, they framed into 4 categories: general industries, construction, then agriculture. So the rule 61G, if your industry is under shipping or ship maintenance repair, means you have to comply this 61G rules as well as Dockyard Act also, sir. Shipbuilding and ship repairing. For example, on Chennai, there are some of the ship-oriented, shipbuilding-related industries are there. They may consider this also. Examination of rights in Rule 61L comes under the Indian coach factories like Perambur areas. They may consider the section point of view. Central government insisted the section they comply with. At the same time, that ICF factory, it is located in Tamil Nadu, especially in the Perambur. Or same like this, there is some railway-oriented factories available in northern Karnataka also. Rules also, sir. And safety committee, rule 61M. This is for process industries and everything. So, and 61N, quality personal protective equipment. So here the PPE is, what is the main motto and objective, as well as which kind of PPE we have to provide. The main thing is we have, if you are in India, so what kind of PPE are providing, we have to comply the ISI standards. So that also we have to consider, sir. So I want to mention one thing here. If you see in India, if you see in there are 950 plus standards are there. In 950 standards, 267 standards occupational. Whenever you want of dogs, for example, I don't know how to inspect the wire rope. I don't know how to purchase the safety helmet. What type of safety helmet I want to purchase? What type of safety belt I want to purchase? So there are 267 section codes are there. If you they individually mention all the codes. So this one, rule 61O and road safety, this one also rule 61R. Here also experience. While initially I was joined one of the concern in the 2011. Initially, from the initial moment they start up, everything went on well. So inspector of factories and government officials regularly they came to visit. One time one of the inspector of factories, they came and asked one question, what kind of, because they which kind of industry you are, what you are going to do, how was your business structure, everything, and asked it. Then one point he asked me, there are as per business structure, you are telling there are so many vehicles are coming inside to your plant. What kind of that road safety regulatory norms you are going to do? In my next visit, you can explain that also. He said like that only. So afterwards only I came to know there is one specific rule. Rule 61R is available for road safety in factory premises. Rule 2B, health and safety policy.
Hello.
This is common. Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to interrupt you again. One small
Yes,
doubt I am having. This rule 61 is fine, very good. But
Yes,
it is
sir.
not mentioned what if be the speed limit inside the factory. I have one doubt.
Yes, sir. Actually, here already you have asked the second question and third question, sir.
Oh, okay. So fine.
One second, sir. I will share the answer here itself. And another one request, next you have to wait for a few more minutes. So we'll have a Q&A session. I will answer for everyone, sir. What they are telling, sir, as per your second question and third question, both are having single answer only, sir. If
Okay.
you refer Practice Act and rules,
Hmm.
we can take it from the guideline point of view only, sir. If you
Okay,
want to exact result, we are expecting. It's my in the 10 years I am attended many more sessions and training, especially in the regulatory body training program, sir. All the experts are in one point. Don't expect all the answers from the factory acts and rules books itself, because it's a guideline. You have to consider, you have to refer, as well as you have to consider what kind of risk and hazards involved in your business structure, in your plant practice. Based on that, you can follow the best practices. They clearly mentioning best practices, sir. For example, in my personal experience, I am going to share one thing here. I hope this answer you. If you've seen in the industries, especially some of the industries in the Yamaha, that steeper motor belt, Yamaha, if you've seen in the Yamaha and Yamaha vendor belt, mentioning the speed limit for 5. Is it possible to running a equipment or vehicle in a 5 kilometers? Hello,
Very slow,
sir?
not possible. Not
Yes,
possible.
sir. Because it's a Japanese standard. For example, if you see in the remaining general industries, they mentioning they preparing for 10 kilometer. Some industries 15 kilometer. So depend upon this all comes under best practice only, sir.
Okay, I
Ultimately, the
understand. Sorry,
thing
sir.
is-
Sorry. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, I want to share one answer. Ultimately, to mitigate the risk and hazard in our business structure as well as our plant. Okay. Now, going to another, almost we have some few minutes. We'll close it for, we'll enter for next schedule. Okay. Rule 62 for health and safety policy. I hope as a health and safety professional, you know our collection and development disclosure of information, sir. Then rule 62D, disclosure information of chief inspector. So these are all very important while interacting with the chief inspector of factories or any regulatory bodies. In case of if we given any wrong statement or wrong document, it will be affect our will get issues, sir. So what kind of things, everything will still track, sir. Information on industrial weights. So similar, the rule 62K covered with many areas in the TNPCB hazardous waste consent. If you refer the normally the TNPCB, they will provide this kind of consent: air, water, hazardous waste. While referring the hazardous waste in the consent order, many points will similar to rule 62K, sir. So once you comply the whatever they mentioned in the norms, it is we can say one implemented the things will we are meeting the rule 62K hazardous norms also, sir. Implementation is one thing, but benefit is two things, sir. Yes, sir. Confidentiality of information, rule 62M. Medical examination, this is one of the important rules, sir. Occupational health center, this is also very important. But what they are recommending, if you are having more than 200 employees, you have to separate occupational health centers, then ambulance provision, making available records of health records. This is mainly for hazardous industries. It is very, very important, sir, because what happened offline, I am sharing on information. We have to always keep all the occupational records, sir, because what happened, a person is working in many more years in an industry. After over the period of time, he will file a petition against the company. So while during that moment, these documents will more supporting us. So we are not meeting that regulation as per our best practices. We have to keep as well as the more focus on the employees' health records, because after he completed the medical inspection, will easily came to know how the person's health condition. So we can because based on that we can insist them. Is it possible he can work in that category? Otherwise, we can plan for alternatives. For example, while audible we came to know in his audible percentages very less. Based on the reports we came to know, then we can insist to the technical team members, he is working in the audible area, better you can plan for alternative areas based on in his experience or in his qualification, you can plan. So that time it will be more helpful to us. This regarding the rule 63A and B, these and all comes under first aid cases, dining hall, medical examination of canteen staff. This is also very, very important one.
எலக்ட்ரிக்கல் ஏதோ சொல்லிருக்காங்க கதிர ஒண்ணு கேட்டுக்கோங்க. இல்ல நீ இது எடுத்துருங்க, இது வேண்டாம்.
Okay, then another one important rule. From chapter 6, everything fully covered on comes our HR people category. They always doing that. So they want, if as a working professional, you have above chapters. Chapter 6 is fully HR and admin category oriented, because while came, immediately they may ask, they want to see the master roll and attendance registers. While meeting the rules, we have to refer these rules also. Then certificate of fitness, this is very important for new joinees, and medical certificate. So rule 89. So these are all very, very important rules, sir. So especially is mentioned in the medical certificate, medical fitness, because what happened priorly, I said, while joining the time, while providing the induction, we have to ask them previously which kind of industry he is having experience. Based on it, it's my personal sharing. We have to, as a safety professional, we have to ask them which kind of industry they are worked, because to considering in his backdrop of occupational health, after applying their in his occupational health report, we have to request to the admin officials, please you can monitor that also. It's not compulsory. In our own interest, this and all we have to do. Then payment wages, admin, dangerous operations. Rule 95 is one of the biggest chapter. In the chapter, 19 schedules are there. So similar to this one, there are similar to schedules. In that schedule, there are 11 industries they preferred in the schedule category. 11 industries. Like then operation, the industries based on their process operation schedule having some dangerous related category. All they are mentioned this area. One second, I will share medical certificate. This from schedule 1 to 19. This is answer, especially this under hazardous category industries. Okay, notice of poisoning disease. So rule 97, display of notice. This is one of the important. So if it is so that signages. So the inspector of practice, they consider the display of notices and also. In case our notice board is everything mentioned, whatever they mentioned, they may recommend the following rules and forms must be fixed in your front of the security gate itself. They may expect, they may mention something. So we have to refer and display also, because once the inspector of practice will comes, they may monitor this thing also. Why I am again point out this. Nobody, nothing has went wrong. Generally, the legal body officials or regulatory body officials, they'll make it, and generally they may return back. If something has went wrong, they came and visit our plant into our full-fledged of audit mode only, wherever the particular industry having labs. So that time the rule 19 and all making a major issue. So we have to more prioritize in on this. I hope rule 99 point you got clear. Huh? I'm audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Identity card. So normally we don't know why we are providing identity card to our employees. See the regulatory norms. It's clearly mentioned in the rule 103C. Identity card shall be provided to all the employees. So this is one of the. For example, here also I want to know in my personal experience. Meanwhile, I will share some personal. There is one fatal incident happened in one of my industry. It's not term. It's another one firm. What happened? The inspector of practice and every government official has once they entered. Is it possible? I seen in his because in his he's not having. We are not provided that particular firm. They are not provided the ID card. Because everybody is telling this guy, mentioning their name and everything, but the government official, they want to, he is wear the ID card or not. So, some people, they say, no, sir, he is kept in his locker itself. Okay, is it possible? Can I see the ID card? They asked ID card also. So I am not saying the moment will happen. Maybe it is happened, already it is happened. So we have to consider this also. So importance of the ID card. Maintenance inspection book. This is one of the important one because in the many areas in the rules mentioned, these are the books, forms you need to comply that. So while they entering, they may check these inspection books also. Records and language. So if we are running an industry in Tamil Nadu, so everything we have to keep in the display mode, we have to keep everything there. Okay. Okay, sir. Shall I proceed, sir? Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Shall I proceed, sir?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Okay. I hope still now you got the point, sir. What I'm trying to say is. Okay, sir. Okay. Meanwhile, we have now once we session started, we have seen the whatever the 142 rules mentioned in the factories rules. What are all the important rules we have seen? And now we are going to focusing on forms. This is one of the topmost priority because what happened? Whatever they mentioned in the sections, whatever they mentioned in the rules, we have to submit the proof copies orally or verbally. If you are saying, sir, we done, sir, we completed, like that means the legal and regulatory bodies, they will not accept anything. They want to see in the visual documented records. In that Tamil Nadu factories rules, there are 41 forms are there. If you refer this factories rules, they mentioned or recommended 41. If you are running an industry, 41 forms must be, you have to comply. Okay, sir. We are fully focusing on this factories rules on health and safety and environmental point of view. How many forms we want to follow, sir? That means 17 forms. So what are all that 17 forms? Now I am going to share this also. For example, form number 5. Before that, I am going to share this, all the forms. What are all the 41 forms? This one, this and all the forms. Like just I'm sharing this. Just some minutes can focus on this. Form 1, form 2, 3, 4, form 5, form 8A, 8B, form 15, form 17, form 18. Director and all comes under safety category. Next will focus on that also. Form 18, form 21, form 22, 25C, 26, 26A, 27, 27. Normally, if you've seen this form and all, already our HR and admin masters, they are already handling this. So now it's time for what are all the forms needs to be complied in the health safety category. 17 forms. Form 5. Age limit. Form 8. Definition of pressure vessel. Then form 8A. Form 8. 17 forms in case of any there is no introduction. We don't want
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir, not visible. Audio is breaking.
Now it is okay, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir. Form 18. So, form vessel plan. Form 80 comes in the pressure vessel category, and form 17 for health register. Form 18, 18B comes in case of any accident happened in the factory. We have to respond these 3 forms. The form 19 of poison disease. Hope you all are aware this whole situation. The government regulatory bodies, the health, we are our HR and admin people. They are regularly sharing this information to officials. Form 25C for photo identity card, register of accidents. Form 6 we have to maintain separate register of accidents. Form 38. Form 34, in case of a worker, one accident met in the industrial, in case he may occupational treatment or outside, we have to submit this form 34 also. Form 35 for machinery form. This is one of important. We have seen rule 55 and 55A. Report of examination of lifting tools and tackles. This is important for vehicle drivers to meet the rule 61. We have to provide this for all the vehicle drivers, especially for the forklift operators and crane operators. Record. So here in my personal experience, I have referred some. I have mentioned this. If you are submitting one form 5, where it is met with the section and where it is covered with the rule, we are going to focus on the combined session. Is can I move for next session? Hello. Okay, sir. Can I proceed for next session, sir? Hello.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Now we have completed the first schedule. Now we are going to concentrate on second schedule. Okay. While starting the session, I told to everyone how to correlate the sections and rules. So if seen in the sections, there are 120 sections are there. If you seen in the factories rules, there are 142 rules are there. So there are 65 sections are important for sections, everything on health and safety point of view. There are similar to closely 70 rules are important for rules category. So next couple of minutes, what are all the sections and what are all the rules are correlated with the safety, health and safety. Okay. For example, section 8 and rule 13 both are noting as appointment of inspectors. Section 9 and rule 13 both are mentioning as power inspector. Last week we have seen the session, what role of power inspector, what are all the rights they are having, everything we have seen. So as a combined mode, we have to know a factory inspector is come to our industry means as per section 09, the rule 13A, he is having the power. Simply he is having the power means someone will ask for it. The rules. So to share the answer in a combined mode, we have to know this section and rules. For example, section 10 and rule 14 both things. Likewise, I told you know that disposal of waste. If you are sending the waste to the our it's my personal experience. I'm sharing. Initial once 2011 we started the plan. We have everything went well. Then we have to fulfill the regulatory norms. We have decided what are the things needs to be done. Then we came to know whatever you are generating the hazardous waste, you have to send it to the authorized vendor. I took the management official. They said, okay, you are telling everything. I hope all these participants you faced this question in your career. Our management asked one question to me. You are telling everything based on our process and operation. Everything we are getting the hazardous waste. Legal point of view, we have sent it to the authorized vendor. Can you share me where it is mentioned? I don't know. I don't have the answer. How many of them faced this situation? Please start in the inbox.
Which one, sir?
For example, if you are we are doing some process in the activity health and safety environment point of view, sir. We came to know it is compliant with the regulatory norms. Previously, our company, there is no any practice in all. So we are insisted this practice to implement. We are going to discuss with our management. So our management has asked only simple question. You are still everything you are telling very right, boss. You are agreed. We are agreed to, as well as we are ready to comply this, but we want to know where it is mentioned. Show me the record. How many of them face the situation? Please, please start with yes.
No, I can't able to understand your question.
Okay, sir. Once again, I am repeating, sir. For example, okay. Okay. For example, based on your routine day-to-day life, you have observed legal point of view, this particular area having labs. So then what you did, you are having a discussion forum, arranged one forum, and you are telling clearly explaining this to your management. The management officials, they agreed everything. Finally, they ask one thing.
Not clear, sir. Breaking. Wait, sir. It's breaking continuously.
Show me the record. Now you got my point, sir?
Sir, you can type on the chat box, sir, so that it is breaking.
1 second, sir. I will come close. Sir? I'm audible to everyone?
Right now, audible, sir.
Okay, sir. Actually, in my personal experience, I have faced one situation. I hope definitely this situation you have faced as a professional, you have faced definitely, sir. I want to know how many of them faced this situation, sir. The real scenario is, as our day-to-day routinable life, there is something legal point of view, lapse you are observed in the process or operation or somehow in your plant, sir. So once you observe the lapse, especially because this comes under regulatory category. So what you are doing, you are going to escalate this in your management. The management official there agreed everything. So what they did, okay, was we are ready to comply this, but we want to know where it is mentioned. You are telling this comes under regulatory category. Where it is mentioned, show me the record. So how many of them face this situation, sir? If you are faced this situation, means please put in the chat box. Yes, sir. So now you got my question, sir. I think absent of situation, nobody of the HSC professional will not cross over in his career, sir. Because I am not blaming the management, because the management has ready to implement everything, but they want to know where it is mentioned. That is the ultimate thing.
My personal opinion, if we cannot able to comply all the points given in the Factories Act and rules, if you compile all the points, when you can able to run the factory.
Okay, sir. Actually, that's why it is safety oriented only.
My personal opinion, we have to explain the consequences to the management.
Yes, sir. Actually, that's
what
why
are all
I
the
told,
consequences they are going to face in the future if you are not compiling the legal means. We have to make them understand. It's our responsibility.
Yes, sir. I agree to your point. What I am trying to say is, I am not blaming the management. The management is ready to do everything because they want to run the business, their plant in the very smooth manner. They don't want to extract in the legal point of view. They are ready. But what they are asking, where it is mentioned, show me record. So that's it, simple. So
you have to refer the act, no act or rules. You have to make them
exactly. That's
you have to show this to them.
Yes, sir. That's why I'm asking this question.
For that, we should be very clear on the act and rules.
Yes, sir. I want this answer from the participant, sir, because absence of where it is mentioned in the section or where it is mentioned in the rules means we are not able to share this answer to the management.
Sure,
first of all, we want to know where it is mentioned. Then only we can go and escalate this to our management. Next, it comes under management boundary limit. If they are doing or responding, that are management. As a safety professional, first of all, we have to escalate this. Yes, sir. You are agreed, sir?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, yes. More how to know, because in the many times management will insist us simply then ask to speak. So what my main is, we want to avoid this forum. Okay, then section 38 and rule 39, both and all comes under cooling water. Section rule both are latrine and machineries. This one is discussing this news. From section in 21 onwards, please, I request you all participants, please focus on The next few minutes only. Afterwards, end up the session. Section 21 and Rule 53. I think continuous noise. Okay, section 21, and we are providing on the, if you are, for example, if you are purchased one new machinery, we are going to install the process or operation areas. So we have to know, we should know that particular machinery is having fencing arrangements. Maximum, if you see, if the manufacturer is concentrating the safety front, means the machinery itself already, the fencing already is there in the machine, means we don't bother about that. If some, in case, as per the manufacturing design, that particular machine is not having the fencing, means we have to insert this step. Especially we have to consider one point, that particular machine is having running oriented parts. Regulatory norms, section 21 and 53, both are comes under picture. Then dangerous machines operation, section 29 and 54. The main motto is, once again I am telling this, my main motto is, while referring the fact book, while referring the factory's rules, referring in a combined mode means you will easily get it all the details. For that case, I have prepared one formula also. In my next session, after complete this couple of minutes, I will share that also, sir. I hope definitely it will be more helpful. And section 3, rule 55. Simultaneously, we have to submit that also. Pressure vessel, 71 and rule 56. Excess weight. So in our course of time, gentleman, he asked the excessive weight question. To meet the regulatory norms, section 34 and rule.
So screen is missing.
Okay, sir. 1 second, sir. Okay, sir. Now visible, sir. Now screen visible, sir.
Oh, now it is visible.
Okay, sir. During our course of time, one of our gentlemen he's asked the excessive weight. So to meet the regulatory norms, section 34 and 57, both needs to be comply and considered in the excessive weight category. And the important one, confined space. So as per the OSHA standard, in our industries, we are international standards, we are doing so many best practices in the confined space category. If you seen in the Factories Act and rules, in a very, they are not shared everything in a very elaborative manner. For example, one of our gentlemen, he is asked the question for what is the speed limit in the industries. So if you seen here the moment I want to share that question, section 36 and rule 59. If you refer this, these two things comes under confined space category in the industries. If you refer this rules and sections, they are not clearly mentioned each and everything. They given some guidelines. Apart from that, to considering the risk and hazard of the confined space, we have to follow the external things also. So what are the best practices practiced in the same kind of industries or international standards? Because our motto is to mitigating the risk and hazards. Okay, then protection. So this is one of the important section 8 as well as section rule 61. Both are deriving as fire related things. 40B. It's an our role, safety officers, and rule 61A to safety belts, this and all same thing. Another one combined sessions, first aid appliances, section 45 and rule 63A. Section 45 and first aid. For example, there is one particular place. In that particular place, it's this also one of my personal experience. One of the external auditor we engaged for the ISO audit. That time the auditor has he's not mentioned everything in the non-conformance, but oral verbally he asked one question for me. Sir, you can consider this. In my point of view, I want to share this. Here you can try to provide one first aid box. Then I discussed with our immediately after a few days during the audit output discussion, I discussed with my team. They agreed to provide the rules. Sorry, agreed to provide the first aid box because they verbally told. As an auditor point of view, he is not mentioned in the non-conformance, but he verbally told we have to respond in his word. Our management has immediately agreed. So during that moment also, one of the gentlemen, he is from technical background. He immediately asked, boss, how you got this opportunity? Management has immediately agreed. Is there any, it comes under regulatory norms? Then I immediately told, yes, boss, it comes under our section 45 and rule 61B. Okay, it's very important. First aid is very important, especially the first aid is comes under regulatory means we have to, definitely we have to respond to that. So sometimes we'll get some positive response also. We blankly don't say if you are getting this, they will consider that. So my humble request is always you can escalate this not into simple observation where it is mentioned in the legal point of view. Then certificate of fitness. So remaining things, section 89 and 97 and display of notices, section 108 and rule 109. So almost here we are in schedule. While start the session, I request to everyone, please stay for another 15 minutes. With your permission, I can take for another 10 minutes because now we are going to enter for third schedule. Is it okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Okay, because this is one of the important session. Okay, sir. This Excel sheet visible, sir, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, sir. Sir, actually here I want to know one thing from everybody. Please chart in the box. Nearly 37 participants are there. I want to know how many of them from health and safety environmental background. If you are in health and safety background, please put in the chart box yes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope again I am repeating. If you are in health and safety background, please put in the chat box yes. Okay, because I want to know the participant strength, how this session is useful for them also.
Super section, sir.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thanks for your immediate response.
Such a wonderful section which I have never seen.
Sir, we'll have another few minutes of time. Okay, yeah, sir. Once again, I want to take. This is my gratitude moment. I want to take this opportunity to thank, with your permission, I want to take this opportunity to thank two of them. One is for Inviti team members, because they only given this digital platform opportunity to share my knowledge to all the participants. And another one thing, I have 15 years of experience in the industrial field, especially last 12 plus years in the HSC field in the full time. I have attended so many programs, trainings, webinar sessions. Voluntarily, I have attended many sessions. Based on my experience, I have framed one formula. It's called guidelines refer formula. Sir, this is one of the very important sessions, sir. Please focus. If it is possible, you can take note also. Our NVT team members have planned to share this. Definitely, I will request to them. Definitely, they will share this. If you have the pen and paper, please take a note of this at this right moment. Can I proceed, sir? I am audible, sir.
Sir. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir. Is it okay, sir? Now.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Sorry, sir. Okay, sir. I am audible to everyone, sir.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So once again, I want to take this opportunity, with your permission, I want to take this opportunity to thank two of them. One is for Inviti team members to given this digital platform opportunity to share my knowledge in the HSC domain, and special thanks to all my mentors and masters, because I have 15 years of experience in the industrial field, especially 12 plus years in the safety HSC domain. In the course of time, I have attended many seminars and training programs and webinars. Voluntarily, I have attended many sessions. Based on my master's instruction as well as my personal experience, I have derived one formula. This formula called guidelines refer formula. I hope this formula is one of the, I have my personal experience as well as for trial and error basis, I have circulated this to my close friendship circle. They also implemented this. They got and they shared their best feedback. So it's moment, now it's the right moment. I want to share this to all the participants. Because in Tamil, they may say one thing, Yam Petra Inbagam, Yam Petra Imbam, Pergai Bayakam. Because I am working in a HSC domain. If I share this to same HSC domain related people, they also get benefited. They also will utilize this. My motto is that thing only, sir. Okay, sir. From last week, part 1, and in this week, part 2, we have discussed Factories Act and Tamil Nadu Factories Rules. If you seen in the, sorry, sir, now time is 12:50. I can take some 10 minutes only, sir, because I think it's now time for lunch moment. Sorry, sir, please. Can I proceed, sir?
No issues. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. What happens, sir? If you are working in our day-to-day routine life, if you are working in the health and safety and environmental domain, in the national level and international level, there are so many kind of guidelines are there, sir. So I hope you agreed, sir. Because what happened? Guidelines means, what is meant by guideline? Guideline means, in a simple terminology, it's a reference. There are guidelines, they may say so many answers, but in a simple terminology, if you know, means it is reference. If you see, we are in India, we are in many states of India. For example, in health and safety environmental domain, parallelly, if you are working in Indian based company, we have to focus on factory health and practice rules. Apart from what are all the regulatory norms mentioned in India, it is comes under national category. For example, if you are working in any kind of multinational companies, for example, UK based company or United Nations based company, or some industries from Japan, or East Asian part companies, or China based companies, Australian based companies, they are also having some separate rules and regulations also. So as a safety professional, we want to know or we want to refer what are all the guidelines practiced in or practiced available in the national and international level. Sir, you are telling so many things, sir. Is there any formula? Is there, sir? Means yes, it is possible. Based on my experience, I have derived this formula. I hope definitely it will be useful for everyone. Normally, if you have any doubts in your day-to-day routine life in the HSE domain, where we are going to refer two areas, where it is mentioned in the national or where it is mentioned in the international. National means it comes under Indian boundary limit. International means it comes under outside of India. So what are all the international norms? For example, guideline means these 6 things only, sir. We may pronounce as acts, rules, standards, codes, operating procedures, and best practices. Acts means now we have seen Practice Act. Likewise, there are hundreds of acts there in India. But as a health and safety environmental domain, there are 45 acts. Always we need to catch that, sir. We need to know. And the rules, similar that rules also. So standards, acts and rules. Sorry, sir, someone is continuously speaking. Please, sir. Okay. If you've seen, acts and rules are comes under national level category only. If you've seen the standard, apart from acts and rules, standards, codes, operating procedures, best practices, this and all comes under international category. For example, standards. If you've seen in India, Bureau of Indian Standards is there. Same like as if you've seen in the international standard, OSHA standards. Likewise, codes. If you've seen in India, sorry sir, someone is continuously speaking, please cooperate, sir. If you've seen in the India, there is one famous code, Oil Industry Standard Directorate of Code. If you want to running an oil and gas industry in India, you have to, apart from the Practice Act and rules, you have to comply that Oil Industry Safety Directorate Code norms also.
API.
Sorry, sir?
API, American Petroleum Institute, I think so.
No, sir, I am telling for India, sir. First, national, sir. Oil Industry Safety Directorate Code.
Oh, okay.
Parallelly,
okay. OASD, okay.
Yes, sir. Parallelly, if you seen in the, I am compiling with the national and international, sir. Both, sir. If you seen in the only for health and safety environmental background only, sir.
Okay.
Parallelly, if you seen in the international standards, the major code is NFPA, National Fire Protection Association Code, as well as the ANSI code, American National Standard Institute Code. These NFPA and ANSI both are comes under international safety oriented codes. Then operating procedures. This is one also one of the important guideline, because many of the major companies, they are having these practices of framing their based on the operation. They are having this operating procedures. Like yes, some companies may say standard operating procedure. Some company they may say best operating procedure. The core theme is what are all the safety factors needs to be complied in the operation point of view. That thing. So likewise, operating procedure also we have to refer the best practices. Apart from the acts, rules, standards, codes, operating procedure, best practices is an open forum, sir. Nobody will not ask question where it is mentioned or where it is documented, because it is based on the risk and hazardous category. To mitigate the both things, we are implementing, sir. For example, here I am going to share, if you see in the construction industry, while any kind of Hydra vehicle entering in the construction industry, some kind of construction industry, they prefer the Hydra vehicle should be guarded in the tire area. If you seen, it is not mentioned in the Factories Act or rules or standards, or it is not mentioned in the OSHA. But this is comes under best practices category. So how many of them agreed, sir?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. So finally, what we are understanding through this first point means, while as a health and safety environmental professional, if you want to refer any kind of document or any kind of guideline, all the things comes under this category only. Acts, rules, this is for national India level. If you absence of acts and rules, if you want to enhance your knowledge, or if you want to implement the international standard in your plant, always you should refer the standards, codes, operating procedures, and best operating procedures. Sir, okay, sir. Why we want to implement the guideline? Because there are 6 type of guidelines are there. Why want to implement in our workplace? As per the OSHA terms, only 3 areas to meet the local and regulatory norms. To fulfill the local and other regulation norms. And the second and topmost one, continual improvement as well as sustainable development in the objective performance. Sir, during the audit course of time, we have done, sir. Absence of, we have not done, sir. So it is not like that. As well as it is not focusing on the audit also. We have to always continually as well as sustainably, we have to implement the system. And third one, to meet the objectives, OHSC objectives. Okay, sir. You are telling there are 6 kind of codes, guidelines are there to meet the regulatory norms and internal procedures. We have to follow this. Is there any formula? Is there, sir? I have this much of years in this experience, but I don't know how to refer this formula. I have some little bit of idea only, sir. Sir, I am newly professional in this field, sir. I have only 1 year of experience, but I have 2 years of experience. I don't know how to refer all these guidelines. There is one guideline book available in front of me. For example, OSHA. OSHA is having 2 standards, 4 standards. OSHA 29 CFR 1910, 1926, and 1928, 1907. 1910 considering the general industry, and 1926 considering the construction industry. If you see, if you want to refer the specific LOTO procedures in the OSHA, you have to refer 29 CFR 1910 147 series. Your that 147 series book is front of with you. You don't know how to refer or how to take that point, means simply you can implement this formula, sir. Any kind of guideline, acts, rules, standards, codes, operating procedures or best practices, while you have been referring to that guideline, I request you all, please, this formula. Definitely 2 things will happen, sir. Once you implement this formula, 2 things will happen. What are the 2 things? The first thing, the basic fundamental things you can easily catch. Once you implement this formula, the basic fundamental things you can easily catch it. And second and topmost one, key elements of the guideline. So you can easily grasp these 2 things. Now it's time for discuss this formula. Okay, step 1. There is only 5 steps, sir. Whenever if you are going to refer any kind of guideline, you can implement this formula. You can easily grasp these 2 things, sir. Why I am mentioning these 2 things means, these 2 things, sir, to know the basic fundamentals as well as the key elements. You know the both things means definitely almost you are covered everything, sir. Because in my personal experience, 15 years of experience, I have prepared this. Absence of, I have take support from my mentors and my masters and well-wishers. I have discussed with everyone. Over the period of time, many of the health and safety oriented, wherever it is in my close circle, I discussed with everyone. They agreed. Afterwards only, I am sharing this in a digital platform. Okay, step 1. Okay. I request you all once again, please focus for a few minutes because this is very important one. Step 1, whenever you have been referring any kind of guideline, please ensure that it is mentioned any chapters or any sections or rules, codes. If you have been referring the international standard, for example, OSHA, everything mentioned in the parts and subparts. For example, 29 CFR 1910 is the parts. Under the part, Lotto 147 is the subparts. So parts and subparts we have to consider. Or if you have been referring ISO standards, you must ensure the classes and subclasses. So first thing we have to consider this for Formula 1. Second, verbal forms. After considering the chapter, sections, rules, numbers, everything, we have to ensure how the sentence are framed. Because if you see in the international and national level health and safety guidelines are framed in the UK English or US based English, how the sentence are framed. For example, many of the sentences, if you seen in the Practice Act book, it is mentioned maximum 90% it is mentioned in the shall only. They give recommends only. So if you see, apart from rest of the Practice Act book, if you see in the international guidelines, what kind of occupational health and safety oriented, if you see means they mentioned repeatedly many verbal areas, they mentioned should or parallel words like must, mandatory, compulsory, or may and can. You have to consider this also while reading. And third and very important one, numeric digits. So first you are concentrating the chapters, sections and rule numbers. Second, how the sentence are framed. Is there any specifically must, mandatory, should, like that they framed? Sorry sir, someone is continuously speaking. Sorry, please. And the third one, numeric digits. It is one of the very important ones, sir, because while referring the statement, they clearly between the gap they mentioned, for example, worker height 1.8 must be completed, 2 meter, above 2 meter. For example, if you see in the Practice Act, ground level 2, for example, you are going to keep on fire extinguisher. They specifically mentioned 300 mm. Like that, they mentioned everything in a digital numbers. That also we have to consider. And the fourth one, periodical interval. This is one of the topmost ones, sir, because whatever we are doing, everything periodically we have to renewal that. For example, fire license. Every 1 year once we have to renewal that. And another one, same like as boiler license. And safety belts, rule 61. Every 6 months once we have to comply that. We have to renewal the full body harness also. At the same time, additionally, they mention one word. You can consider that depend upon your usage. So we have to consider the periodical intervals also. For example, periodical interval, mock drill. Hazardous industries, they specifically mentioned every 3 months once. General industries, annually twice. So we have to consider the periodical intervals. So this is the last formula. As per the formula step, last fifth step. Okay. Apart from the 4, you can consider this also, because this and all special conditions. For example, they specifically mention you have to maintain these forms. If you see, if you refer any kind of international guidelines, they mention everything in a checklist basis. For example, Hydra checklist, hand and electrical equipments checklist, like that. They specifically prefer you have to practice on daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, like that also. And second one, keeping registers and records. Keeping registers and record means, for example, if you are done provided toolbox stop training to everyone, once we got the acknowledgement, we have to keep it in a record. So as a health and safety professional, we all must know keeping record is one of our topmost duty in our career. So considering that importance, what kind of registers and records you must keep, that also they mentioned. And valid work permit system. Some areas during the guidelines, they specifically mentioned this particular work permit is mandatory. Based on the work, depend upon the risk and hazard, this particular PPEs must be complied. For example, if some kind of general industries, they prefer only for nose mask. If you seen in the oil and gas industry or chemical handling industry, they specifically mention for respirators. So we have to focus that also. And fourth and topmost point, trained, authorized, competent person engagement. This is also one of the important. They specifically mention this particular work or this particular point only needs to be complied by test and authorized and competent person. Competent person means simple. He is the certified holder. Then, for example, they mentioned every 6 months once safety belt and full body harness, lifting tools must be inspected. For whom we are going to inspect through competent person. Same like as pressure vessel, same like as boiler, everything. Okay, so the last point. Apart from this, in that guideline, some area they mentioned testing, monitoring, calibration with permissible range of parameters. They specifically mention this particular test must be done. This monitoring shall be checked. This within this limit. I am going to share one example also. For example, if a person is going to work in inside of the confined space plant, monitoring means 19.5 to 21.52. Within this parameter, we have to monitor that. So testing means simple. For example, if you are using fire extinguisher, so every 4 years once, every 3 years once, the DCP and foam must be high pressure must be done. Same like as if you are using pressure vessel. So every 4 years once, you have to done the hydraulic pressure test as well as the ultrasonic thickness test. So specifically, they may mention the testing also. So that also you have to consider. Then top and final point, technical criteria. Apart from this, somehow they mentioned some technical recommendations. For example, LOTO. Any kind of energy sources are moving in this particular area, you have to implement the LOTO devices. For example, another one example, fencing of machinery. So that's it, sir. Okay, once again, I am repeating. Once you refer, while you have been referring any kind of guideline, this guideline, acts, rules, standards, codes, operating procedures, and best practices. Simply, you can remember this formula, these 5 steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and step 5. You can implement this formula in that guideline. You can easily grasp 2 things. One is, what are the basic fundamentals they are denoting as, and what are all the key elements they are denoting as. Both the things you can easily grasp it. So that's it, sir, from my side. I hope this formula is useful to everyone. Definitely, I will request this to our Infinity team members. Definitely, they will share this to you also. And my humble request, wherever it is possible, you can circulate this to your HSC related friends or teammates, because they also get benefited. Here I am going to close this session, sir. Is it okay, sir? Can we close the session, sir?
Super, excellent section.
Okay, sir. And one more thing, sir, I am sharing this feedback form also.
Sure.
Please share your feedback. 1 second, sir.
Sir, one request.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please proceed, sir.
Kindly share this Excel sheet to everybody to their mail ID. So everybody can go through this and get benefited.
Definitely, sir. Actually, this comes under the Infinity team members, sir. Definitely, I will approach this to them also.
Sure.
1 second, sir. Okay, sir. Here I shared that. Here I shared this feedback form also, sir. please share your valuable comments because it will be more helpful to me to enhance my safety knowledge in the upcoming programs. Please share your open feedback also, sir. Please, it will be more helpful to me to improve my knowledge as well as to improve my sessions in the upcoming days. Okay, sir. I request you all once again. Thanks for your time and thanks for being present here. And please share your comments and. If you have any kind of queries or related this last week and this week, please share your feedback or comments through this our email ID also, sir. So here I am closing, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your time. Once again, thanks to all. Have an abundance of and successful career in the HSC domain to all. Thank you all. Once again, thanks.
Hello.
பஞ்சாயத்து பண்றீங்க பஞ்சாயத்து பண்றீங்க கேண்டீன்ல வரும் கேண்டீன்ல வரும்
Hello.
Hello, yes, sir. Please, sir.
Any feedback from me, sir?
Feedback already shared, sir. I sent through that link, sir.
Okay, thank you.
You can share your open feedback and valuable feedback, sir. It will be more
Kindly,
helpful to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Super section. Kindly share that Excel to the everyone's mail ID.
Yes, sir. I will discuss this because I am not having the rights to directly share this.
Okay,
I will
thank
discuss this and positive message to individual team members, sir. Definitely, they will give the positive feedback, sir. Surely,
Thank
sir.
you.
They will take some couple of time. Surely, you will get the positive feedback, sir. Yeah.
Sure, thank you.
Yes, sir. Once again, thanks to all. Thanks for your time.
Yeah. Thank you.